Hello, welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen, and this video is a 30-minute clean with me where we can body double and get some things done around the house. I got a request from one of you to do a cleaning or decluttering video. I chose cleaning that was about 30 minutes long so that I could get you motivated and get you up off your feet and doing the things around the house that you need to do. And so that's what we're doing here. And what I did was I spent a lot of time deep cleaning in January, taking back my house from the holidays. And so I chose some of the nastier jobs that I did. And I also chose, a couple of the what we have to do every day, like dishes and laundry. And I've put them together for you, re-edited, so that we could do some cleaning together. And by the way, worst idea ever to just spray the racks. Look at my hands. Spray the racks on top of the stove. When you want to do your racks, it's much better if you spray them down and then stick them in a garbage bag. And then I don't know what I was thinking. I completely forgot. So it actually took me 2 days to clean this oven. And you're getting all of the footage of the oven clean all in one go. I know that spring cleaning is coming, so that's one of the reasons I chose some of these bigger, nastier jobs, is so that you could start to think about spring cleaning, start to get motivated. I would love to know, when do you start your spring cleaning? I've been thinking about what I want to get done, what needs to be done, things like pulling out appliances and cleaning under couch cushions. So let me know, when do you start your spring cleaning? Also, I had an idea that leave me in the comment section. What would you like me to clean? Is there an area in your home where you need some motivation? Now, I'm not going to be scrubbing outside yet because it's winter in Maine, and I'm probably not going to do anything like a sunroom because I don't have one, those kind of things. So let me know though, what would make you more motivated to do what you need to get done. So if there's something that you really need to clean in your home, how could I parallel that? Let me know in the comments section below, and I will put that in a cleaning video so that you can be motivated specifically for the areas in your home that you need to clean. Personally, I will tell you, this is my number one most procrastinated job. When we bought this double oven, it was the oven of my dreams. I have wanted a double oven. I have 7 children. Right now, I only have 4 living with me. At the time I got this oven, I think I had all 6 out of 7 living with me. But it is a game changer. I mean, there's only 6 of us in the house, which I say only, when you have 7 kids, having only 6 in the house, maybe that seems smaller. But well, definitely, yeah, only having 4 kids in the house, that does seem smaller. But it makes such a huge difference when I can be broiling in one oven and baking in another oven. And yes, they're more expensive, but I would say it was less expensive than a higher end electric. It was also less expensive than if I got a gas stove. So it really wasn't completely out of reach. And I have loved every minute of it. I have no regrets, but I do absolutely hate cleaning it. Did I say that when I got it, I thought I was going to do this like once a week and keep it spotless and it would never get dirty? Yeah, that never happened. And I will definitely give you a spoiler alert that I don't know how it's going to look on camera to you, but it doesn't get perfectly spotless. It gets good, but it doesn't get perfectly spotless. Here I'm using an SOS pad. For the oven cleaner, I was using easy off fume free, and even though it says fume free, it definitely has a smell, so I wouldn't say it's completely fume free. It might not make you sick like some of the other oven cleaners, but I will tell you that if you are fume sensitive, you want to be thinking of that if you're the one with your head in the oven. Now, I do have a daughter who is very sensitive to smell. She has a sensitivity to smells, and it didn't bother her. So it didn't bother other people in the house. This is where I'm doing the top of the oven. I didn't do the best job on this. But anyway, it didn't bother her. But if you have the sensitivity, I do think it would bother you. SOS pads for the win, though. When you really want to get something scraped down, an SOS pad is a beautiful thing. So I know a lot of you use Dawn Power Wash. I've tried that on my oven. I didn't have great results, but I might give it another go. I don't know. It's always worth trying these things, but you definitely want something that can just strip down, whatever's going on in there. I also think when you're doing a job like this, it's best to have some gloves on so you don't have those chemicals on your hands. I mean, it's hard enough to be in winter and your hands are getting all dried out without having a lot of chemicals on your hands. We always keep the vinyl gloves in the house, and they're just so good for so many things. I like to use them when I'm handling raw meat. I like to use them when I'm cleaning up things that are really nasty and harsh on my hands. We just love having them around. Oh, and the girls use them whenever they scoop out the cat litter box too. So here is the top oven. This is how it came out. And then I'm going to give the rack another scrub. I think that Brillo is great for this, but I definitely wish I would have sprayed these racks and put them in a garbage bag. But I could do that another day. I mean, honestly, I don't mind cleaning the racks so much. It definitely would be a time when it would be great to have a big farmhouse sink, and if you don't mind being bent over the tub would be the perfect place for this, because these wire racks of course would fit in so well. I kind of got to do half and half, and I usually end up spraying the countertop by mistake and making myself a big mess. Also, side note, I have decluttered this sweatshirt in my last declutter of my closet. This sweatshirt did not make the cut. I wasn't loving how it was fitting. At first, I really loved the tie-dye look, and then I was like, I kind of think I'm over the tie-dye look. And one of you, or more than one of you, have mentioned that I am a bit of a minimalist when it comes to clothing. And it is true, when I get a certain amount in my closet, I just tend to wear the same thing over and over. This is me, totally not mechanical, not able to put the rack back in the oven. Anyways, I do tend to be a bit of a minimalist in my closet, and I don't have a lot of clothes. And I always want to change that, but every time it feels like if I go shopping a few times, then I just tend to get rid of other things. I don't know. So you saw me taking out the oven liner. I do end up getting new oven liners. Those were kind of spent. I love having oven liners. I have no regrets about the oven liners. I got my oven liners at Walmart. No, I got my oven liners on Amazon, but I saw them at Walmart. And you could also get like tin ones, aluminum, that look like cookie sheets, but they're oven liners. That's something else that you could do. But I like these ones that you roll out and put in the oven like so. We're 8 minutes in. Let me know, are you cleaning along with me? If so, what are you cleaning? Or are you just sitting relaxing with a cup of coffee, a cup of tea? Are you using this video to get relaxed so that you can go to sleep? Let me know in the comment section below. I feel like it's time for a song, and then I'll come back and chat with you when it's over. I hope this encourages you and uplifts you.
Oh, yeah. Listen, like a sunrise horizon, always there, always shining, building me up with the song it's singing, filling my heart like I'm flying. Always warm, always hold me, the biggest part of my story, healing my soul, help me feel completion, bringing me here to my glory. It keeps pulling me back, it keeps pulling me back to you, it keeps pulling me back, yeah, it keeps pulling me back to you, it keeps pulling me back. Pulling me back to you, keeps pulling me back, it keeps pulling me back to you, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's never proud, never leaving, it won't ignore when I'm singing, can't let go even when won't give up on my journey, it won't forget any promise, but won't remember my my failures. Never shame me, you don't wanna hurt me. You won't ever fail me. No, it keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. Yeah, it keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. Yeah, it keeps pulling me back to you. It keeps pulling me back. It keeps pulling me back. It's your love, love. It's your love, love. It's your love, love. It's your love, love. Like a sunrise horizon, always there, always shining, building me up with the song it's singing.
I think what I might do for spring cleaning is take those doors apart in the front because stuff, I don't even know how, but it gets between the layers and behind the glass. So then you can't get it completely clean. And I did not have the bandwidth to do that on this day, but that might be a kind of a good thing to do for spring cleaning. I won't do the whole oven, but I will just take apart the doors. And that's kind of where I'm going in my head for spring cleaning is what are those extra little jobs that don't ever get done and making a list of those and going throughout the house. I've also been thinking about doing a home refresh for my spring cleaning, adding that to it where you go around and you see what are the nail holes I've put in the walls that I'm not using that I could patch up because I definitely have the paint to do that. I have so many painting projects in my brain. It's crazy, and I need to just get going on them. And of course, we're doing the upstairs bathroom. All of the doors in the house are stained, but when you're inside the bathroom and everything else is painted either white or light gray or whatever, it really does look ridiculous to have the wood door. So for at least the inside of those doors, I am going to be painting those white, but I kind of digress. I'm thinking about different jobs around the house, like the oven doors, in like patching the holes and damage on walls and doing touch-up paint and doing those things in my spring clean. Do you do those things regularly in your house? I used to watch this channel. It was called Shelley's Home Life. And I'm so sad that she left YouTube because I found her so inspiring. And they were so good about keeping up with all of those little things that you don't think of. So here I am in the bathroom doing a deep clean in the bathroom. I was just wiping the lights that was out of camera reach. They do get very dusty. We've talked about this so many times, haven't we? How dusty this bathroom gets because I have the dryer in here, because toilet paper, all the things. It gets very dusty. And what I do try to do when I see dust is to always take a paper towel well, I normally take a paper towel, honestly. I don't use a microfiber for this. And getting any dust off first by dry dusting, and then I go in with the cleaner, and it's just so much easier because you don't feel like you're just moving dust around, if that makes sense. And so then I'm using the Method bathroom cleaner as well on this, and you're going to see me get down and dirty with my sink. I get a buildup under the rim of the sink. I also get it under the rim of the toilet from chemicals in the water. So I always have toothbrushes. I use an electric toothbrush. And anytime we go to the dentist, they're giving us free toothbrushes, and we don't necessarily use those. We use our favorites that we buy. But look at that brown. That is from my water. And so once in a while, it pays to just, I don't know that I've ever done this, but it did pay to get a toothbrush in there. I've never done that with the toilet, but I do get the scrubber up in there. And sometimes, honestly, it's chunky. It's so disgusting. So it really felt good to do this because sometimes I could catch a glimpse of it when I was in the bathroom. And you're in the bathroom to wash your face and brush your teeth. You don't want to feel like you're doing that in a dirty sink. So it felt really nice to get that clean. And you can see a huge difference from where I started with the brown until now when it's all nice and clean. It's not 100% perfect, but it was pretty darn close. If you're new to my channel, I am a mom of 7, and I have 4 that are still living at home. It happens to be my daughters and my 3 older sons. They're all living on their own. 2 are married. 1 has 3 children. 1 is married with no children, and another is about to get married. So they're in all 3 stages. Isn't that neat? And let's see. I do a lot of cleaning on here, a lot of decluttering, organizing. We're getting into DIYs as well. And if that sounds good to you and you haven't subscribed yet, I do invite you to subscribe to my channel, and that will make it so that YouTube lets you know whenever I upload a new video. You can just go to your subscriber list and it will show you all of the channels that you have subscribed to. And it also helps me, so I appreciate that so much. I also want to thank all of you who are clicking on that like button. That's so sweet of you. All of you who are sharing my videos on your social media account so that more people find out and can be part of this positive community that we have built together. It's definitely been together. So I want to thank all of you. Thank you so much for those who are commenting. I know everybody is not comfortable commenting, and that is perfectly fine. And if you ever just want to leave a little emoji so that I know you're there. Some people do that as well, a little smiley emoji, a little heart emoji. But I know a lot of people now are watching YouTube on the TV. In fact, did you know that YouTube is watched more than other apps like Netflix? It's really taken off, and a lot of families are now watching together on their television sets. I know we do that too, so I know you're not going to be commenting or leaving a smiley emoji if you're on your TV, and that is perfectly fine. I'm just so glad you're here. It always feels good whenever I get my bathroom clean. It just is so fresh. And this was after kids had left from the holidays. Actually, we only had one one who was home. And so I'm getting laundry put away. My room was a total disaster. I also had dumped blankets that we had used when we had my son here, and I had washed them and just put them in there. I have no idea what I'm talking about here. I'm sure it was something very, very important, but we are re-editing this video, and we're going through the fast. You don't need to hear whatever I said again. You've already heard it once if you were watching. That sweater I just put in, yep, decluttered that. That's gone now. So it's just interesting to step into the past and see the things that I don't even have anymore, like my longer hair. My longer hair is also gone, and I've gotten a good trim. But yeah, we're just going to get these clothes put away, and then we're going to get the blankets folded, and those go into the basement. We are past the halfway point in this video. I hope it is helping to motivate you and to help you to get the things done that you need to get done on your list. Also, it's funny to see my expressions and how I use my hands a lot. It's just funny. So now I'm getting the bed made so that I can dump clean laundry on it. So that's the good motivation to get my bed made. And look at the mess behind me on my husband's little station there. I've gotten that cleaned up since. So we did a lot in January, and it felt really good to take the house back. I find it very motivating to have kind of a theme to my cleaning. So if it's a before holiday, after holiday, spring clean, summer clean, fall clean, I always have to have kind of a theme in my head. I think that's why YouTube works so well for me, is and I can take you along with me, but it does help to get me motivated to do those extra things, go the extra mile when I would just want to do the bare minimum. My bare minimum is dishes, laundry, toilets, sweeping the kitchen floor, and vacuuming. That's probably my bare minimum, the things that I can just kind of do on autopilot. I also find it so helpful to have a video in my ears. I'll choose a chatty creator and put them in my ears, and it helps me to get things done as well. And then sometimes I might listen to a TV show or put it on the TV. I don't usually put it on the TV. Usually I just put it on my phone and I'm listening. And a lot of times it'll be something I've already seen before. So then I can just kind of listen to the story and it doesn't bother me that I'm not actually seeing it. And that definitely helps get me through. I'll also listen to audiobooks on YouTube. So if you have a book you're interested in, go to YouTube, type it in the search box. Sometimes there'll be the audio version right on YouTube for free. Other times there'll be a summary. So a lot of times if it's a self-help book, I will just listen to a summary and I get all of the main points without all of the stories. Story is very big. It's a very hot topic to always wrap what you're teaching in a story. And for some people, that's super important. I tend to be a bottom line girl, so I like to get the bottom line. So a lot of times, instead of reading that whole self-help book, I will just go onto YouTube and get a summary, and it's completely free. I might listen to a couple of them because what one person finds important in a book isn't the same as another person. And then I can kind of bang that book out and get the main points out of it without ever having to read it. One thing that you're not seeing me do in this video is take breaks. And I want to tell you, in case you're new, I always take breaks. I highly recommend breaks. I think if you stop and take a break, do something you enjoy, watch a show, read a book, I think that we actually get more done in the end than if we just drive. So please take breaks. Your body tells the story and it's going to tell you when to take a break. And it's so important to be listening. I know I can get a list in my head and feel like I have to get it done. And it's almost like I'm at work on a schedule and I am my own boss and I'm not always the nicest boss. So make sure you're the boss you'd want to work for. And you're giving yourself lots and lots of breaks and doing things that you can enjoy too. You know, that mess isn't going anywhere. And you know how we clean up a mess and then we turn around and it's a mess again. So you might as well take the break while you can.
We will trust in you. Oh, we will trust, we will see you move. of those you called according to your plan, and for the good of those you called according to your purpose, for the good of those you called according to your plan. Well, you are working for the good. You are working for the good.
So while the song was playing, I got going in the freezer, and what had happened here was we had had a storm, we had lost electricity, and things had melted, and then somebody filled the freezer after the storm before I had gotten a chance to clean it. Ooh, so then I had to kind of do it after the fact, and it was so very nasty, and I ended up having to put some water in there to scrub it, but it was quite a job. I would say second after hating to clean my oven, this would be the second most procrastinated job. I'll do the refrigerator, but doing the freezer, I just find it annoying because if you're spraying cleaner in it or when you're cleaning, it does tend to be freezing the water as you're going, or the cleaner, and then the drawer got off the track, and oh my goodness, it just always just seems like a problem child, and you never want to take the stuff out of the freezer, and you want to go fast so things don't start to thaw out. I've also been working at not having so much of an inventory in my freezer and getting things eaten in the freezer. Things can kind of get forgotten there. So I'm trying to fix that. I'm trying not to let things stay in the freezer, but to make sure I'm rotating and to make sure we're actually eating the things that are in the freezer. I'm trying not to have too much of an overstock, especially since it is winter in Maine and, we could lose electricity. I don't want to worry about losing our food. So I'm also using a spatula here, so I was using scrapers and spatulas and knives to get the ice up, and then I was using a spatula to gather it up and put it in the sink. That actually worked really, really well. I'm getting the freezer finished up, thank the good Lord above. And then I'm going to start wiping down all of our cabinetry. And whenever I wipe down our cabinetry, that is just another situation where I like to do dry dusting first so that I'm not just moving dirt around. And then I go in with something that is damp or has cleaner on it. So I'm getting the drawers done. Oh, and then I decide let's go to the ceiling. And this thing was pretty good to use. I like it because it has the long pole, but you could see how it was kind of like flopping around back and forth because it doesn't stay stiff. I guess they thought I needed it to pivot, but the pivot was actually pretty annoying. I think it would have been better to go after this with my vacuum cleaner. So I'm just dusting, getting any cobwebs, and then I can wipe things down. It's definitely that time of year. The sun is coming in a little stronger, where spring is going to be coming soon, and I'm able to see more dirt and dust than I could see in the dark of winter. So getting it all wiped down feels very, very good. We definitely use oil when we're cooking, and so over the stove can get kind of nasty. We do have a fan, but honestly, I rarely ever use the fan because it's not vented to the outside, because on the other side of this wall is our bathroom. It's not outside. There was no way to vent it to the outside. That's the way they built the house. So I always have to get a degreaser to get up over the stove, because it does build up. And so if I use the fan, what happens is it just kind of throws it, it pulls it up away from the stove and just throws it up in the air. It doesn't really do anything, so it just makes more of a mess than it's worth. Another thing I'd like to put on my refresh list is to get my cabinets color matched and to get a little bit of paint that I could do some touch-ups. These cabinets have the thinnest layer of paint on the planet. I did not buy the highest end. I don't know if high end would have made a difference, but the paint is so thin, it can easily wear away, get chipped off. And so I'd like to go around and just patch things up. You want to keep things looking as new as possible. I've tried to keep up with cleaning my washer, my dryer, my appliances so that those stay nice. But I also need to do like once a year, twice a year, going around and just doing those little patch up jobs with paint around the house and the cabinets, especially like under the sink where water drips down and then the top of those doors gets worn away. And I did get a paint pen at one point, but that didn't last either. I'm wondering if I should have put some poly over the top of it. Let me know what you've done if you've had that problem. I also have nickel pulls on the doors, and I did the little seashell ones there on the drawers because I was always catching headphones back when I was using wired headphones, and I'd have them in my ears. I'd bend over to do something and then they get caught on the knobs of the drawers and yanked out of my ears, and it was so annoying. But I got my pulls on Amazon. They are super inexpensive to get them there. I haven't been able to beat the price anywhere else. So if you're looking for pulls, definitely consider Amazon. I hope this video got you going in your own house. Remember, as always, God loves you and I love you too. And I can't wait to see you next time, which hopefully will be tomorrow.